The Bullhorn is all things regarding the Lethbridge Bulls of the Western Canadian Baseball League. The Bullhorn has the latest news on the team, interviews with coaches and players, signings, game recaps, and updates on all the events happening at Spitz Stadium. The Bullhorn is your place for all things baseball in Lethbridge. Get your horns up for the Bullhorn, the Lethbridge Bulls baseball reports.
The Bullhorn Lethbridge Bulls baseball report up and running once again here on the Maple Leaf Baseball Network YouTube channel and on Rogers TV right across Alberta. Really good show today. We have first up joining us Ryan McDonald, head coach of the Lethbridge Bulls, joining us to talk a little bit about the PBA and how their season's going, and then to talk about the returning players and what he expects of that this veteran-laden squad for Lethbridge Bulls in the 2026 season. Then all the way from Idaho, Corbin Talley coming back for his second stint with the Lethbridge Bulls. He was a relief pitcher last year. Going to get the ball early in the game, starting this year. He's had a couple of great appearances so far down in Idaho, 7-1 so far, I think. So Corbin joined us to talk about a lot of things. So he's very, very grateful that he stopped in to say hello. Then Kevin Kvame, of course, stopped in, the general manager and owner of the Bulls, stopped in to talk about some different initiatives that we have coming up in the Grand Slam of Baseball. It starts 6 short weeks from now here in Lethbridge. We got a lot going on, and we'll get back to start things off with Ryan McDonald right after this short commercial break.
Canada has produced some incredible baseball stories, and this spring, those stories come to Lethbridge. Join us for the Legends of Canada Baseball Gala, featuring one of Canada's most exciting Major League stars, Kevin Kvame. A night of stories, celebration, and Canadian baseball history. Part of the Canadian Grand Slam Baseball Showcase. Reserve your seat now.
This summer, there's only one place to be, and that's Spitz Stadium.
You can sit here. Or here. You can sit here. Or here.
Or even here.
But not here. Get your tickets now at bullsbaseball.com and come experience Bulls baseball all summer long. It's going to be unbelievable.
Good. Talk to you later.
All right, Corbin. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Bullhorn Lethbridge Bulls baseball report on Rogers TV and on the Maple Leaf Baseball Network YouTube channel. We are joined by Bulls head coach Ryan McDonald over there, getting Lloyd Nolan Yard ready for another PBA series this week. A little bit of snow here in Lethbridge this week.
Yeah, it's not expected. They weren't predicting anything last night, and you wake up and there's blanket everywhere. So.
Baseball in April, I guess. Well, we tried it in March, and then we got what we deserve. We got to get some games in. Ryan, we'll start with PBA. You guys are 9-3. Look like you're rolling all cylinders here, but 9-3 just from the box scores alone, you could probably be 12-0 and riding footloose and fancy free a little bit.
Yeah, just a few hiccups on a weekend and end up giving one away, and starting to get rolling with the hitting now. That's kind of where we were lacking early on in the year. Pitching's been pretty much outstanding. Like I said, a couple hiccups in the bullpen and stuff like that, but hopefully we can get it rolling here. Yeah,
it's crazy that you think you could be 9-3. Well, yeah, people say that, but you could be 6-6 with a hit. But the 9-3 and being 12-0 isn't far of the possibility for everything that I've seen and read and talked to you guys about.
No, absolutely not. Like I said, just can't find a way to play 4 games in a row, to our full extent, and end up just coughing one up here and there. So
yeah, you complain about winning 3 out of 4, going on the other side and lose 3 out of 4 every time. So nothing to really complain about, because the baseball gods can come back and get you. I just got done talking with Corbin Talley, pitcher for the Bulls last season. He's coming back for his second year. He's down at North with Nazarene. Corbin's one of the guys coming back that he's really excited to come back. Name some of the guys that maybe like you're reading the stat pages. First off, actually, you're busy with the PBA and then you got kids and stuff at home too. Yeah. So how much do you keep up with some returning players and what they got going on? This talking about Lethbridge Bulls, some guys, like how much do you keep up on returning players?
Usually every week, me and Bergie are in the office, checking up on current stats or checking box scores from the previous weekend, or when we're traveling there's lots of downtime on the bus too, so you're watching games and following guys. So it's every single week I kind of go through the list and check up on every single guy we have on our roster.
You got some guys that so this goes back a few weeks now. I've been keeping up. I've been a little bit busy and got a little mishap of my own, but a guy like Steve Anderchuk was hitting 640 or 650 at some point not that many weeks ago. Is that not, I don't want to say astonishing, but is that like, holy smokes kind of moment?
Yeah, I mean, you look at them and they're Midland in general, they're putting up video game numbers basically down there. It's like, where are these guys playing and stuff? And, you know, they're number 2 team in the country, and basically 1 through 9, every single guy is hitting, you know, I think they're hitting 380 as a team with 83 home runs in 37 games type of thing. It's crazy. So
didn't Brennan McTavish kind of give this is all it could be breaking news, but didn't Brenny get a hold of Josh and I got a guy who wants to play to win? What do you know about this guy?
Yeah, so we got another guy coming in, catches for them. Apparently he's the real deal, as I've been told. So yeah, he's a freshman down there. I think he's leading the team. He's hitting 460 or something with 13 home runs type of thing. And like, you got to find a way to take that guy. So I'm like, yeah. So we made it work, and he's excited to come up here.
Yeah, you can't say no. We got too many guys who can hit. You never have too much hitting, especially with. You've been around the league a long time. Guys come and go, and they get homesick and they disappear, and you can never have too many bodies just in case.
Exactly, and it is a hitting and defensive league, and then the pitchers can throw strikes, so you have a chance to win year after year. So hopefully, building into this year, we get some loaded lineup coming out this year with some of the big boppers. With Carter and Steven you just talked about, and a few of those other guys that we have, and it's really exciting. Going in, coaching. I think 8 years in this league, not 9 years this year. It's just kind of filling those holes that you lose last year and building off of it, because you expect the guys that played last year to come in, and Brenny and those younger guys didn't really play in the league until last year, so now they know what to expect going in, and there's a little relaxation there, and you expect them to keep climbing this way building into the summer. Everybody
I've talked to say that they're just young and compared to me, but they're saying it's an old guys league, it's a seniors league. Is that something that's exciting this year? The guys are coming back for their second, third, maybe sometimes fourth year in the league, and they know what to expect, and you're not going to be having to lack of a better term, hold their hands a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. With Kalen coming back too at second base, he was a big cornerstone for us, a couple of years back, and to have him, kind of be one of our leaders coming in this year. And like you said, it is a old guys league, because those old guys that are seniors and stuff, you're going to have them for the remainder of the season, where, moving into August, you don't know what your team looks like with guys going back to school or injuries and stuff like that. So kind of whoever has the most bodies at the end tends to do good. So
we've laughed in the past about how many grandparents get really sick in the middle to end of July. Grandparents get sick and die for some reason all the time in the WCBL, and it's league wide. It's not just here in Lethbridge. A couple of the guys you got coming back. Name a couple that you're like, since you've been following their stats, that you're really looking forward to, and then maybe Bulls fans are looking forward to that should look forward to coming back this 2026 season.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got Carter coming back. I mean, it speaks for himself. I mean, he was NAIA player of the week 2 weeks back now. Then you got Brendan McTavish coming back. Cardell's coming back. Noah McNeil. We didn't have either of those two guys last year. That was kind of a breaking point, was a catching aspect, I thought. So we got two solid catchers. Then Steve-O's coming back, and the two Wheatley boys at shortstop are plus defenders. Then we move into the outfield, and we got the Milton. Yeah, we got Brendan coming back. It was all-star last year for us. I'm pretty sure he was an all-star.
Yeah.
It's so long ago that all the seasons kind of run together. But yeah, him, some other guys out there. You got Milton, and then the Wheatley boys at short. Turner coming back too I think he's going to have a good season for us. And then obviously Calum. Carson's having a great year down at Bismarck State too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Following him, I think he's hitting upper threes as well. On the pitching aspect, like Corbin, that's exciting to have back. And now he's a starter, where he was a bullpen guy for us last year. I think he's 7-0 right now with crazy numbers. And then Newton was kind of a bullpen guy for us as well. And now he's starting down at Mount Olive, and he's turning into their number one. I heard he's been up to 96 miles an hour. Like, guys like that are exciting to get in. And the pitching staff, it's kind of, some guys are in, some guys are out. We're getting, new names every week basically, but a lot of the arms that we have coming in, I'm pretty excited, hearing from Josh and stuff like that, every year we're just trying to build in the right direction and bring in some guys that we think are horses for us. So.
It's hard to speculate what you got, because so much can happen throughout the regular seasons and and then you go, okay, we have this guy, and then by Monday morning you might not. Do you try to stay even keel? Like, you want to be excited about your team, obviously, but is there always that little thing in the back of your head going, okay, let's just hold off a little bit. Let's not plan the parade already, because it could go sideways pretty quick.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it was last year, the year before, we ended up losing 5 or 6 of our starters that we had penciled in at the beginning of the year just because of injuries or, pitch limits and stuff like that, and innings limits from their coaches. But yeah, it's just kind of, injuries are going to be expected, but it's where are they and how can we fill that spot as well?
Do you get guys, and I keep my nose out of it, like I give my opinion because that's who I am, but do you get guys who maybe were I don't want to, I got to take the summer off, and then they realize who's coming back, and maybe they go, maybe I want to play this summer. Does that happen every year where you get guys who are like, no, I'm out, and then they give you a call second week of May and say, hey, can I join the forces? Yeah, we kind of had a guy that Bergie just told me this morning. We have a guy that wants to come back, so we're going to get to try to find room. A local player that said he didn't want to really pitch and pitching too many innings, and now he's all in. So okay. It's kind of every year you run into it. I mean, you get calls from guys who reach out in the fall that are like, I want to stay close to home, and then they'll text you in March and be like, hey, I want to come play, and it's like, well, we're full, so it's a little too late at that point in time. But they had a girlfriend in November that didn't have a girlfriend come April and May. So like, no point going home anymore. So yeah, it's funny how that all works. So the big dogs, obviously the Okotoks, the Sylvan Lake. That's something that's got to get we as the organization we have to get by. What's their biggest thing that the Lethbridge Bulls have to do to slay the big dragons north of us? I think just pounding the zone early with like whenever we play good against them, we play clean defense. They're Okotoks and Sylvan are one of those. If you make a mistake, they capitalize on it. You know what I mean? They make a big inning out of it, type of thing. And then the pitching is you got to challenge their hitters and basically make them put the ball in play. You can't be walking and walk, and then the next thing you know, a big bopper comes up and they leave the yard and it's 3-0 pretty quick. So just kind of minimizing mistakes that we shouldn't. I always say they're mental mistakes. Physical ones are going to happen. Just minimizing the mental mistakes and not letting them make a big inning out of nothing. No, it is crazy how just with the way the game's evolved over the years. The simple things, it always goes back to those simple things. The fundamentals. Exactly. And not walking guys. Yeah. You could have all these stats and this and that and everything else. They really don't matter. Ball strikes, out saves, walks, those are the ones that actually matter. 100%. Like I said, I'd rather a guy give up, 10 hits than walk 5 type of thing. It's just frustrating. There's no defense to it. Exactly. Nothing you can do. And they pretty much always come back to haunt you. Yeah. Ryan, thanks for stopping your busy schedule over there at PBA, getting the field ready, and good luck this weekend. Thank you very much. And on the Maple Leaf Baseball Network. Stay tuned for these commercials. Right afterwards, we have Bulls pitcher Corbin Talley returning to have a little chat with how things are going down in Idaho and what to expect this season. Thank you very much for watching the Bullhorn Lethbridge Bulls Baseball Report.
Canada has produced some incredible baseball stories, and this spring, those stories come to Lethbridge. Join us for the Legends of Canada Baseball Gala, featuring one of Canada's most exciting Major League stars, Kevin Kvame. A night of stories, celebration, and Canadian baseball history. Part of the Canadian Grand Slam Baseball Showcase. Reserve your seat now.
Sharp in the front, bold in the back. Mullet lives at Dime Barbershop.
This might be our biggest client yet.
The Dime aims to please every customer with friendly greetings and high-quality haircuts.
Welcome back to Bullhorn Lethbridge Bulls Baseball Report on Rogers TV and on the Maple Leaf Baseball Network YouTube channel. We are joined today by special guests all the way from originally from Jones, Oklahoma. Now we by way of Idaho right now. Second-year Bulls pitcher Corbin Talley. How you doing, Corbin?
Doing good, doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, let's start with Jones, Oklahoma. Let's maybe go back to a Friday night, population 2,900 on a good day. What's there to do in Jones, Oklahoma? Because I'm from Fort McLeod, very, very small town, just like Jones. What's there to do on a Friday night in Jones, Oklahoma?
Oh, gosh. There's not much to do in Jones. I mean, most of the time, me and my buddies, we usually go to Oklahoma City or North Oklahoma City to Edmond to go do some eating or go do some top golf or, just hang out.
So, yeah, it's kind of like when I'm driving from Fort McLeod, Lethbridge, Oklahoma City. A little bigger than Lethbridge. I'll be growing up. You were at Northeastern State in Louisiana. Then you end up at Northwest Nazarene. These stories always boggle my mind how this happens with college baseball, whether it be Division I, Division II, JUCO, NAIA, whatever it might be. I had Carter Clairhout on a few weeks back, and he was telling me his story. Corbin Talley, how do you end up at Northwest Nazarene in Idaho, of all places?
Yeah,
and had you ever heard of this school prior to them calling you?
No. Last summer, after I got done at Northwestern State University in Louisiana, I got a phone call from the pitching coach here, Matt Holland. He calls me. He's like, "Hey, we're looking for some left-handed pitching. Looking at your stats from the last couple of years, you seem like a good fit here." And when I'm on the phone with him, talking to him, I'm like, "Where is Northwest Nazarene at?" And I get on my phone and I look, and it's right in the middle of Idaho, and I'm just like, "Whoa, that's new."
What's the biggest difference from pitching down in Louisiana to going to Idaho, besides everything?
The weather for sure. We actually just finished last week, and we played in Monmouth, Oregon, against Western Oregon University, and we got really lucky. We got really fortunate with the weather, and pitched good there, got a sweep, and it's been fun. We've been very fortunate this season with good weather, and we've had some good baseball. It's been real fun.
You were named the GNAC pitcher of the week, Great Northwest Athletic Conference. I just learned what the GNAC meant this morning about an hour and a half ago. Pitched the week last week, and then got a few weeks back, so 2 times already this season. Corbin, what's been the secret success this far? And don't say too much, because you know how baseball can get and come back to bite you a bit later on. How the gods work. But what's been working for Corbin Talley so far this season?
I just put my faith in God, and I just kind of just go out there with the mentality of, put the ball in the zone and, do what you can do. And after, you release the pitch, it's up to everything else. It's up to the defense behind me. It's up to the offense up to bat. And, I can only do so much, and having the group of guys that I have, it's awesome to have the defense and the lineup that we have here at Northwest Nazarene. It's just been very fortunate to have that behind me.
Is that one of the things, like when you realize these are all new guys to you, and then it probably took a couple of starts or maybe just in fall baseball, whatever. But when you realize you got some guys who can play a little bit behind you, and if you just pound the zone, whatever it might be, it's okay. This is all I have to do, and you don't got to try to do too much.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of my starts against St. Martin's a few weeks ago, I wasn't throwing the ball too well. I had, I think, 5 walks, 3 HBPs, and leading up after that week to the first CG shutout I threw against Montana State Billings, all the position players had my back. They said, "You got good stuff. Just attack the zone, and if they put the ball in play, like, we're going to back you up, and we're going to make plays for you." And just hearing that from a new group of guys, for me only being here for a year, it's awesome. It's been real fortunate to have the type of people and the type of teammates that I have around me.
Yeah, this isn't for every level of baseball, but something that I've noticed over how the game's transitioned a lot from power pitchers to the different ways the game's played. And you see a lot of pitchers, they figure they got to strike out 5 guys an inning. And it's not the way it works. And it's tough to keep up that kind of stamina for one, and then your pitch count goes up because if you're striking everybody out, there's just more pitches. But if you get one ball ground out or pop-ups, it makes things a little bit easier on you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it definitely does.
I saw I was reading your bio, and it kind of made me laugh a little bit. But you said if you weren't playing baseball, you would have been a professional golfer. And with today, the Masters starting.
Oh man, I would love to be on the Masters right now. That's definitely one of the dream courses to see.
that something that you thought would happen? Like, could you have been a pro golfer?
When I was younger, I stuck to the sports that I played in grade school, like basketball and baseball. Very recently, like through my years of college, I've grown in the game of golf a little bit more. And every time I go out there, I just love it more and more each time. And I think if I was to actually put some practice and some time into it, I think I could be pretty good at it.
That's funny. You get guys like Carl and Dick. He was one of the assistant coach last year, and Josh and Ryan, the coaches, and they tell me how great they are on the golf course. I personally never witnessed it. They've never asked me to come and play with them. Might be something behind that. But would you kick the tar out of those guys?
I actually went and played around with them last summer. I beat Berg and Dick, but me and Mac, we tied. Hopefully I can get some vengeance this summer and, maybe beat him, but I guess time will tell with that.
Ryan seems like the kind of guy who would cheat at golf. So maybe you probably won.
No, he actually plays straight up. He plays straight up. He's actually a really good golfer.
Yeah, there's no facts behind that statement I just made. I'm just assuming, making the assumption. If you cheat at golf, there's a certain place in this universe for you. So you talk about Lethbridge playing golf here, but the baseball end of things is is why you were here. How did you end up here last summer? And then was it the decision to come back this year pretty easy one?
Yeah. So how I got up there last summer, Aiden Newton, right-handed pitcher for the Lethbridge Bulls. Me and him played together at Northwestern State for a couple of years, and he was important to me getting up to the Bulls. He reached out to Bergie and gave him my contact, and me and Bergie talked. And when I got the call and the text to sign up for the Bulls, I was stoked. I was ready to come check out Canada again and just be there. And after the season we had, and with the amount of guys that were going to come back this year, I was bought in. I was ready to come up there this summer and pitch for the Bulls.
What was one of the holy cow moments for you last season when you first came up here, and maybe not going to Oyen as a highlight, but other things that was like, oh, this is kind of this is a pretty big deal up here in Western Canada. I
think the first holy moly experience I had was when we went and played the Okotoks Dogs for the first time. I think the stadium and the amount of people that showed up for the games, it was like, oh my goodness, like this is a cool park. This is a cool field. This is a great place to get started. And then the first home series we had at Lethbridge, I loved the environment. I loved how many fans we had. I loved just everything about it. And the weather, oh my goodness, the weather.
It was a little warm. And then in July it didn't stop raining, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But we're hoping to get like our ticket sales are up this year, which is good. So we're gonna have more people in the stands this year. Is it easier to play in front of a big crowd or a small crowd? Or is it just better to play in a big one? Like everybody has different. I talked to like so many different guys, and they get a little bit nervous their first at bat or their first inning. What's Corbin Talley when you're first out there in front of maybe 1,000 people or 2,000? Because you probably play in front of girlfriends and moms. So what's easier for Corbin Talley, or does he?
It doesn't really bother me. I mean, usually when I'm up there on the mound, it's just me and the catcher. Just going out there doing my thing and just having fun. I mean, at the end of the day, baseball's a game, and it's awesome when you're succeeding. And I think for myself, it's a lot harder talking in front of 10 people in front of them in like a public situation rather than playing a baseball game in front of thousands of people.
You last year you grabbed the microphone during the Battle of the Badges game. I was away for that, and from all accounts, you were quite the star on the microphone. How did that go, and how'd that feel? And actually, how did you end up being the one that got quote unquote stuck doing it?
So that was actually the day I was golfing with the coaches, and
that's how they get
Jimmy, the media guy last summer. He texted me. He said, "Hey man, like, would you be interested in being the bull for the Battle of the Badges game?" And I was like, yeah, I'm all for it. If that's what you need me to do, I'll do it. And then about an hour or two goes by, and he goes, "Hey, like, we need someone to be on the mic. Like, if you're willing to, like, would you do it?" And I said, yeah, as long as somebody else wants to do it, then let them do it. But if it comes down to me, then I'll do it. And about 10 minutes before the game started for the Battle of the Badges, I was told that I was going to be on the mic and got a little nervous, but you know what they say, fake it till you make it. So I did the best I could do.
I'm sitting here in front of you today, but yeah, that sometimes maybe not having that long time to think about it might have made things a little bit easier for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
What am I going to say? What am I going to say? Thing. You guys are going through your season. How is you being a couple years older and being through some college teams? Is that making things easier for you? And what words of advice do you have for some guys who might be 18 years old, first time away from home, and like how is it for Corbin to be the grandpa? I guess a little bit.
Yeah. I will say it catches up to you quick. You know, I'm 23, about to be 24 years old here in a couple weeks, and the biggest thing that I can take away to give advice to younger guys is baseball is meant for you to fail. And if you're able to overcome the adversity that comes with it and keep working and doing what you can do, you're going to succeed. It's like the game knows. And if you treat the game right, it's going to treat you right.
Yeah, you fail 7 out of 10 times, you go to the Hall of Fame. As a hitter, not as a pitcher. It doesn't work that way for a pitcher. 7 out of 10 times, oops. When did you decide, I'm going to, because, well, you're left-handed, so there's only X amount of places you can play. Was that kind of when did you say, I'm going to be a pitcher? And do you miss hitting a little bit?
I will say I wasn't the biggest power hitter growing up. I was a big contact guy when it came to it. It was a pretty easy choice to me to become a pitcher once I got to college.
What was the choice made for you? Hey, you might want to
it was about 50-50. I mean, I kind of had my head turned into just pitching only, and I'm assuming the coaches that recruited me and I've played for, they're like, yeah, he's just gonna be a pitcher.
There it goes. It makes it easy. We're looking forward to having you back here in Jesus, only 7 short weeks away in the bowl. Oh, I got a lot of work.
Oh man, I can't wait
for the bowl season gets going. What are you looking forward to the most? Teammates, or all of it?
All of it. I mean, I'm excited to see the guys I played with last summer, the new guys that are coming up this summer. I'm excited for Tim Hortons. Can't go wrong with a double in the mornings. I can't wait for those. And then I love it. I love Tim Hortons. And then I can't wait for the weather. You know, it gets a little too hot down here in the States during the summertime. So I'm excited to be up there.
Yeah, it gets really hot, but then there's weeks where this is about 75 degrees. It's just nice. And,
75 and sunny. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's a great thing. Corbin, thanks very much for doing this. We'll do 3 easy questions. Can't get them wrong. I think you know how this whole thing works, and then we'll get you out of here. Ready to go?
Sounds good. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, here we go. How do you like your bacon?
A little crispy, but not too crispy.
Kind of, there's a little bit of white on the end, like the little bit of fat. Right? I think that's the right answer. There is wrong answer. People who like it crispy, I think they're wrong.
And I agree.
Because it might as well just be burnt.
Yeah, no one wants burnt bacon.
What's the weirdest superstition that you've seen from a teammate, and do you have any?
Oh, golly, weirdest superstition. I don't know anybody that has a weird superstition on my team, but I will say my weirdest superstition is I have to have the same energy drink before every start.
Which one's in that? We'll get a sponsor for you.
C4, the blue bombsicle one. That one's top tier.
We'll clip that for make sure that they that happens for a sponsorship.
Oh yeah, just sponsor me.
You were given charge of concessions right across baseball. No matter what, ultimate ballpark snack. You can put anything in it that you want.
What was the question again? Sorry, you kind of broke out a little bit.
Ultimate ballpark snack. What would be in that? And what would if Corbin Talley right across baseball, if it's either sold at Yankee Stadium, Dodger Stadium, Spitz Stadium, Siemens, wherever. Ultimate ballpark snack. We'll call it the Corbin. What's in the Corbin?
Oh golly, I don't think you can just put this together, but definitely gotta have to get some Dippin' Dots, cookies and cream, and then you gotta go with a hot dog. Just normal hot dog, mustard, some shredded cheese. that's the ultimate package for me.
That's it. We'll get the Corbin will be on sale at a ballpark near you. This
Let's
WCBL
hope so. Let's hope so. Let's hope Spitz sells it so I can get during the games.
There we go. We can help sell some tickets and get the Corbin sold all over the place. Corbin, thank you very much for doing this, and good luck the rest of your season. We look forward to seeing you up here in May once the Bulls get rolling.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, Corbin. We'll talk very soon. If you need anything before the season gets going, let us know.
Sounds good.
This spring, those stories come to Lethbridge. Join us for the Legends of Canada Baseball Gala, featuring one of Canada's most exciting Major League stars, Kevin Kvame. A night of stories, celebration, and Canadian baseball history. Part of the Canadian Grand Slam Baseball Showcase. Reserve your seat now.
Welcome back to the Bullhorn Lethbridge Bulls baseball report on Rogers TV and on the Maple Leaf Baseball Network YouTube channel. A little delayed one there, but Kevin, we'll get at it. We're back with Kevin's Corner here on the Bullhorn. Kevin, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right.
Kev, we're 6 weeks away from the Grand Slam baseball opening, and then the Bulls 7 weeks today is the home opener, but lots happening here around Spitz Stadium.
Yeah, they are starting on the infield here right away, and we're getting the facility all ready for showing off to the public for another summer of entertainment and fun here at the stadium. So, yeah, lots happening on a daily basis, hourly basis almost, and maybe even a minute basis.
Minute to minute. It never stops going between the ears, that's for sure. But a couple of weeks back, we added to the Grand Slam an event that I think is very important. It kind of gets lost a little bit. And you go back, let's go back a lot of years, as we always do. And when you and I get talking about Fort McLeod and how things going is, but Championship Beyond the Diamond, evening for women in baseball. You go back all those years, and it was always the like when there was the phoning mom would be the person, and then the scorekeeper was always the mother in the dugout, whatever it may have been, and trying to control us hooligans from jumping off the roof of the dugout and everything else. But the game has changed a lot, and we work in a pretty male-dominated business. How important and how do you guys come up with this event to have this Champions Beyond the Diamond event?
You know, it's important to the sport in general, and I think that, you know, having our partners with Little League Alberta and the Bulls and Prairie Baseball Academy and that all come together for celebrating the female gender that, you know, really is underrepresented in baseball in general, both from a player standpoint with girls playing baseball or softball in the province in Little League, and right up to how many females are actually involved. I mean, there's quite a few, and there's a lot of tremendous ones that are involved. So I don't want to make this sound like we don't have any, but we could have a lot more that could contribute more on a daily basis. And I don't know whether they are shy to get involved in a sport that has been dominated by the male population for so long. But this event wants to show the inclusiveness of the sport and just offer ideas and concepts that, hey, we should contribute too. We should be part of this. We should be part of the fun, and do some, hard work and be part of just the fanfare behind the game.
It is quite important. You look at the success like in the last few years with the Professional Women's Hockey League, how that's grown, and then you look at the NCAA women's softball, how that tournament is massive down in the States. And just like you said, in the sport of baseball or in Canada, it just hasn't translated for whatever reason that might be. Everybody has their own opinions as to why. Something like an event like this with having guest speakers. Letting people know that there is avenues for sure about how people can get involved. That's not just on the scorekeeping end of things.
Yeah, or the concession.
That always just seems to you go do that for whatever, and it's not being a sexist thing at all. It's just kind of just how things turn out all the time.
Yeah, I mean they migrate to the things that are easy to be part of, that because the males don't necessarily want to be.
Don't want to is the thing. Yeah.
So we'll fill that gap.
Yeah.
But there's ideas, and if you're going to grow the game, you want to have ideas from everybody in the community, and not just, my ideas are fine sometimes, but they get refined by having multiple viewpoints on it, and then it becomes a concept. So like, that's exactly how this event came together. Like, okay, well, we're going to do something, be inclusive with a girls' camp during the Grand Slam Festival, and then we're going to do something at the gala with female speakers, and then we're going to do something, with Kevin Pillar when he's here to engage that, and then there's still something missing, and so an evening to celebrate baseball and the female gender, to show what they have done in a lot of cases. We have some very good guests that are going to be at that evening, just to have a fun chat about, some of the experiences in baseball. Some of them will be very fun and enjoyable to hear the stories. And then there be ideas that to move forward. So I think it's an evening that's going to be awesome for any moms, grandmas, aunts, sisters to go out and just say, hey, we're part of baseball too, and enjoy the evening.
That's the biggest thing, and we all, everybody gets to their own ideas. They're always perfect, and for some reason, things always run a little bit smoother when there is a woman involved. Kind of how that works. I don't know why that's always a thing, but my wife will probably tell me exactly why. But it's you get a little pig-headed, but no. And then we have the Girls Got Game camp for a couple of days on the Friday and the Saturday, where it'd be female centric with some different. We got some people lined up on the outside. We won't announce who they are now, but just having a girls camp just for the girls that may not just that may be in their first time trying baseball, or first time getting things, because there are times where there are young men who feel the same way when they go to these camps, that they feel like they're kind of not, they're have to sit on the outside a little bit, because some people treat ththese fun kids camp like they're trying out for the LA Dodgers, New York Yankees. So when they have these opportunities, and parents kind of act that way too, but it is good to have an opportunity for young girls to maybe try baseball for the first time.
For sure. Like, there's a lot of girls that are already in the sport, and that's great. Some of them love to play with the boys teams. I've known girls over the years that really thrive in that environment and want to be part of that for a while. But there's those that would love to play on an all girls team against all other girls teams, and even I know a Calgary team in the Little League Alberta environment with growing the girls game. They have an all-girls team that's playing in the boys' league this summer as a team, and those are the types of things we want to build in Southern Alberta as well. Have some girls' teams that can play in some weekend tournaments and that. And this camp helps to start that process. Just getting out and appreciating the game and saying, "Hey, yeah, we can do this."
I think that's the biggest thing. And we're the thing with this Grand Slam, we're trying to make it not so Lethbridge centric. We're trying to make it province wide, or if people from Saskatchewan, Manitoba, where we're watching this, that they come and be a part of this event. And it's a good networking event as well, to get other people talking. I know the internet and the email makes it easier, but when you see people face to face that kind of have the same thought process you do, it's a lot better than just an email that might come across their desk that they probably won't read, because that's how people deal with emails a lot of the time.
Yeah, getting the word out and getting people to say, yeah, we want to be part of that is half the battle. And then getting them, once they're at the event, they're going to have a great time. They always do. And it's going to be 11 days of fun for the public. And, the festival part about it is going to be enjoyable. The two tournaments are going to be exceptional talent. That showcase tournament, the qualifier, the Prairie qualifier, that is basically similar to a super regional, if you want to equate it to the NCAA. It's a super regional for Les and I, McTavish, were talking about that yesterday, and it's basically a super regional. And you qualify 3 teams out of that to go to the national championship. There is going to be some exciting games here on that weekend, and hopefully we'll have a couple of big announcements to make in the next who's going to play in some of those games, and then they're obviously going to filter their way down to actual qualifying games on the 31st, the final day of the Grand Slam.
Yeah, those will be good because like those, I can only speak for being around the Vauxhall kids. They, even though they're together for a short period of time, they spend a lot of time in the dorms together, and they're a team, and they're not just some throw together travel team that sees each other once in a while. So there'll be some very, very intense baseball, I think. And these guys, they've been playing against each other for a long time, a lot of these teams, and to get to that level. It should be some probably some of the more intense baseball played here this summer. I would think, just with the way that everything kind of plays out.
Yeah, you equate it to the Western Hockey League, and this is the age group where they are driving for those college scholarships. They are trying to work their way out of high school into college baseball and into pro baseball into the national team. So this is where they are going to make or break it before that next step. So this is like the WHL before they go to the National Hockey League or the American Hockey League or university hockey. And that's the level of play that's going to be at this tournament that is in our backyard here in Lethbridge, and should be enjoyable for any baseball fan to come out and watch.
It will be the bookend to bookend, the way that the tournament. So we had this Grand Slam's all set up with the CCBC championship, and then then getting into the to the national qualifier.
I'm looking forward to that the College World Series as well this year. Here, there is going to be no game that doesn't mean something.
Yeah,
because you have the bottom 3 teams are no longer coming to this championship. So you've got legit teams that have proven their wear during this spring season. We're already going into our fourth week already. Wow.
Yeah.
PBA's doing well. They're 9-3 out of the gate. OC's doing well at 10-2. And UFV is right there at 8-3. So those 3 teams are working hard to qualify early, and then it's going to be a boat race right to the end to see who the other 3 are.
Yeah. Usually the way it works out is right to the bitter end, because there's usually snow and rain and everything else. You don't really know who's playing until Wednesday, and then they got to make travel plans to be here for Friday. But no, it's been like the baseball's been really good. And I had Ryan on earlier. We talked a little bit about PBA team, and they're 9-3, and they could very easily inning here, inning there. This is going to sound, they could be 12-0. And that's what the quality team that they got going on here. It's crazy. Talk about the Bulls a little bit, and the roster's shaping up pretty good. I know you try to let the coaches take care of a lot of that stuff, but you do get involved to an extent, and guys are getting signed. A lot of guys coming back. I had Corbin Talley on earlier on today. He's excited to come back. This team's a little bit older than years past, so that helps a lot with some younger guys coming back and some local talent. What's your thoughts just looking on paper? You don't play the game on paper. Everybody's number one on paper. Never works out that way. Our Yankees just lost again to the Oakland A's, 1-0. Can't get a hit. But what do you think about this Bulls team that's coming up for the 2026 season here at Spitz?
I'm kind of really looking forward to this team. I mean, our team last year was very competitive in every game they played, and coming this year, I think they have something to prove. A lot of them have something to prove that, hey, we're right there with you, and we're going to prove that we can knock you off. Whether that's any of the teams in the league that are rivals, whether they're Eastern or Western teams, I think that's what it comes down to. We're gonna give this thing a run this year, and it should be an exciting year to watch.
It's what's funny is you get guys who are kind of on the I don't want to maybe, and then all of a sudden they're getting phone calls right now. Can they come and can they come and play? So the roster can change at any time because guys could get injured, guys could get something could happen between now and then. So the roster is not finalized yet, but it is nice to see a group
there's some core pieces there that are performing very well, and maybe next time we can get into some of those. like Carter Clearout is having an exceptional year where he's at. Brendan McTavish is having a phenomenal year where he's at. Caleb Haney's doing very well at
University of Mary. Yeah.
University of Mary, yeah. And there's others there, so we should really, those are returnees that, kind of one not so, one is a 2-year ago returnee, but those are all going to be important pieces on the infield, and then I'm really excited about some of the people that got coming in for the outfield, and 2 veteran catchers that are part of this as well, and a pitching staff that's got something to prove, and I think we'll be fine.
No, I think this team's gonna be really good this year. So hopefully people take advantage right from the 28th is the home opener versus Brooks. That's in the middle of the Grand Slam. So it should be a lot of fun. Lots going on here, and it's gonna be interesting to see how the infield turn, like with all the work's gonna happen, because this is gonna be the first time probably in your long history here at Spitz where there's not gonna be baseball played in April. In the month of April here, ever in your 20 plus years.
No, we came close one year because we had one very big year, probably 10 or 12 years ago, where the snow wouldn't leave, and we didn't open the stadium up until the 28th of April because there was still ice in the dugouts up until the 27th of April, and we had to chip it out. So it is
it's very few and far between. And then there was
and this year we're playing in March. So I mean,
it was playing in March. Yeah. It's that's snow a couple of days ago. Coach Hubka over at PBA, he was all up in arms about it. And then they thought they were out of the woods, and then it snowed again last night. So then it was damp again today, but it was they'll get it going over there as they always do, and then it's going to be interesting to see how this place turns out.
It was like a night and day that day. I was actually in a store, and there was a farmer in there, and he couldn't be more excited about the snow, the wet snow. It was just awesome to get that moisture in the ground. And then you come here, and I was on the phone with Coach Hopka. How's it going?
Yeah, it's funny how some people want it, some people hate it, and it's just crazy. But you need the moisture to keep the grass green. But other than that, it's just what it is. Kevin, thank you very much for joining us here on Kevin's Corner on the Bullhorn Lethbridge Bulls baseball report. And we look forward to the Grand Slam coming up in 6 short weeks.
Thanks for the scare. Thanks, Brent.
You're just watching the Bullhorn Lethbridge Bulls baseball report on the Maple Leaf Baseball Network and on Rogers TV.
Canada has produced some incredible baseball stories, and this spring, those stories come to Lethbridge. Join us for the Legends of Canada Baseball Gala, featuring one of Canada's most exciting Major League stars, Kevin Kvame. A night of stories, celebration, and Canadian baseball history. Part of the Canadian Grand Slam Baseball Showcase. Reserve your seat now.
All right, there's that. That's it. Another edition of the Bullhorn Lethbridge Bulls baseball report here on Rogers TV and on the Maple Leaf Baseball Network's YouTube channel. Thank you very much to Coach Ryan McDonald, Kevin Kvame, and Corbin Talley for joining us today to talk about the upcoming Bulls season and lots of other things going on around here. Bulls season, we'll go through some things here real quick. Tickets are obviously on sale, bullsbaseball.com. Single game tickets are now on sale for sure. Group packages, make sure you go out and get those. Season tickets still available. Make sure you get the group packages if you want. Things are, I'm not just saying this because it's an ad. Group sales are actually filling up pretty quick. People are getting their summertime set, so you want a group outing for your company. Make sure you get those tickets purchased now because they're selling out as we speak. The Grand Slam of baseball get going on the 21st, right through the 31st. Packages are coming out for that as well. Bullsbaseball.com has those. Festival event, there's going to be bands, beer gardens, food trucks, the whole bit. So it's going to be all up on bullsbaseball.com. Lots of fun events happening here. Nothing happening, as I said, around Spitz Stadium here for the first month, for the month of April. Renovation happening on the infield, ripping that whole thing up, and different beautification projects, I guess you could say. So lots going on, but make sure you stay tuned to our social media accounts to take it all in, so you don't miss on anything that's happening. Lethbridge Bulls and basically baseball related here in Lethbridge. Thank you very much for joining us on the Bullhorn, the Lethbridge Bulls baseball report. I'm Brent Radlinski, bidding you a pleasant good night. I almost got through that thing without stuttering, but that's it. The Bullhorn Lethbridge Bulls baseball report. Horns up, and we'll talk to you all in a couple of weeks.
For sponsorship opportunities with the Bulls, email partnerships@bullsbaseball.com. All Lethbridge Bulls home and away games can be seen live on Flow College. Are you a Bull lever? Want to be part of the Bulls in 2026? We're now recruiting volunteers for media, game day ops, and more. Join the herd today.